Boom!
Friday has arrived.
I always give like an orgasmic groan after you say Friday.
Yeah. As you should. As you probably should. As you
Yeah.
probably should. This is the Mead Metal and MMA podcast. Yours truly, the man over on the bongos, Brandon.
And I think this is fucking episode 40, man.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Not exactly a milestone, but it's an even number.
That's what I like about it. It ends in 0, so it's something to be celebrated.
Well, and it does also mean we're 12 episodes away then from 1 year's worth because we haven't missed a week.
That's true, and I plan on getting shit-faced.
At 52?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wanting to bike because when you have perfect attendance in school.
I want my plaque, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we come together every week. It's Brandon. I'm Kevin. We talk about the important shit in life and also Mead, Metal, and MMA.
Yeah, you know, we like to cover all our bases for our broad fan base.
How's your for the broads in our fan base?
That's right.
How was your week?
Glad it's fucking over. Fucking had a tire blow up on me Sunday night on my way to work in a rainstorm.
Yeah. Well, that's when you have those, right?
Yeah. Nearly ran myself over with my own vehicle.
Wow, a little self-loathing.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you just get tired of living. And what better way to go than to, like, put your vehicle in reverse, fall out of it, and have it run you over.
Yeah.
At a very slow speed.
Now, this week has felt like a month, and that's no joke.
I know, man. It feels like we've been here a fortnight.
Oh, that's 2 weeks, I guess. But, yeah, no, it felt longer than a week. Let's just say that. Had a fucking shooting in Clovis. Some numbskull teenager went just decided to go ape shit and kill folk. And he's 16. Trust me, they're going to be trying him as an adult.
New Mexico will make sure they try this guy as an adult.
If the governor comes down for a press conference, you know what's up.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming, Susanna, by the way.
Yeah. So that, and then, I don't know, then a bunch of his homies called in bomb threats and shit a couple of days later.
Yeah, what you mentioned is kind of weird. Didn't sound like you had a whole lot of friends if you read the paper.
Yeah. Well, you can't fucking read the paper anymore.
That's
true.
true.
You read the paper. Yeah, well, you know, I get it from my harness maker. That's,
Fuck it.
Well, I'm busy watching the kinetoscope. Newspaper.
By the way, longtime contributor to the podcast is back tonight. No, it's not Ruben. It's Bullet Rye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. If we sound
My
like we're
favorite guest.
If it sounds like we're a little happier than usual, that might very well be it.
After about this here, second shot.
I'm actually coming to this thing relatively sober, which is kind of sad and tragic, but I had to get home and make some chili Colorado because that's the only way we can lure our good friend Ruben down.
Yes, we were hoping to have him down for a chat, but we usually put that lure in the water of like, hey, man, some pretty good food that you're probably never going to get to eat anywhere else.
Right.
Come on down.
So he won't be on the podcast, but hopefully he'll be around a little later.
Yeah.
Although he does have a project in the works he's trying to hit up Brandon about, and we'll see if we can get we'll see if that thing's got wheels, as they say.
Yeah, don't really want to talk about it too much because I still want to see it happen first.
Well, because it would be Ruben's podcast,
exactly.
Not ours.
Yeah,
Not
this would be a project that Ruben wants to do that we're more than happy to lend a hand with. But we'll see. Maybe there might be a little something extra coming out later tonight.
What is it they say around here? See if that dog don't hunt.
That's right. Oh, man, it reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. My favorite horror movie of all time, by the way.
The director of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre died.
Yeah, fuck, man. It has been a bad couple years. We lose Wes Craven. We lose Toby Hooper.
It's all going to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people lament. God, who the hell was it passed away? The fucking the guy that was with the guy that what the hell's his name? He was always on the telethons over Labor Day weekend.
Oh, Jerry Lewis.
Yeah. He dies. Everybody's like, oh, we lost a great... The guy was like 91 years old.
And wasn't really active near the end of his life.
And they hadn't seen him in years.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, anything over, 80 is a good run, you know? I mean, at some point, you got to stop lamenting when some people go. Now, if they're young, yeah, all right, that's terrible, you know?
Yeah.
But come on, man.
Yeah, no shit.
So let's see, before we get into the meat and content of this week, and we don't have a lot on the MMA side of it anyway, so it doesn't bother me to kind of get a little off track to start.
Yeah, no shit.
When you get to talking to friends, say it's a movie that came out a couple years ago or 10 years ago or whatever the case might be,
Yep.
what's the limit on when you have to stop saying, oh, by the way, spoiler alert?
I don't know. If it's if it has been out, if movie-wise, if it's been out over a year and you haven't seen it yet, then that's on you.
So 2 weeks is probably a little shy then. That's
Well, TV shows? Is it a movie or a TV
no.
show?
Well, okay. Okay, season 7 of Game of Thrones just ended last Sunday. How far back do you have to go when you don't no longer have to say, oh, by the way, spoiler alert?
For Game of Thrones, I'd say a week because the folks. I'm sorry. I think if you're a fan of it, and if you're a fan of it, you should have seen it by now.
All right. Okay.
So all the hardcore fans have seen it. The ones that would bitch at you for spoiling it.
Okay.
Anybody else, that's on them.
Well, there are some people, though, that kind of jumped on a little late, and so they only up to season 3. Me, I think cutoff's probably a Red Wedding. You know, if you hadn't seen up to that point, it's on you. But after that, I might cut you some slack.
Right. No doubt. Like, you might want to keep it under wraps about Hodor.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Maybe. The sexual situation's going. Hey, how do they do that weird full frontal stuff? It's like the certain actor that was with a certain actress on last week's episode. Is there a big woolen cock sock? Is that?
I don't know, because they're pretty goddamn close together.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, that's an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So,
but
just a thought.
Well, he knows nothing, so it doesn't matter.
That might be a spoiler there. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Just kind of curious. Anything in the theaters that's worth a shit?
I
mean, the Dark Tower's still there.
Yeah, which saw it. If you're one of those that goes in to expect page for page from the book, you're going to be extremely disappointed.
Right.
Outside of that, though, if you can put that to the side, it's a fun movie. Idris Elba, the guy that plays Roland, fucking knocks it out of the park. The kid they cast to do the child role, pretty good.
Oh, really?
Not annoying. If
there's a child role in a movie, a serious movie, yeah, you're running a pretty big risk usually.
The kid did good. He portrayed a kid on the brink of losing his mind pretty well.
Oh, which is kind of the right way to be.
Yeah. I mean, he beat the shit out of one kid in the first reel, which was pretty good.
Which does kind of reveal it's probably not even close to the book then. So
he had a book of the sketches of his dreams.
Yeah, it just sounds like to me they blew out some of the parts I really like, which were the second book, The Drawing of the Three.
Right.
And because I was asking you, did they introduce this character or that character? You're like, no.
No, it was all about Roland, the kid, and the man in black.
And the problem is going to be that movie did such a shitty job at the box office. I don't know that they're going to put out sequels.
I see a streaming service picking up the rights and doing a TV series, which I think is the way to go.
Yeah.
You can do so much more.
They'd have to have such a big budget, especially when they get around to, well, spoiler alert if you're a book reader, around to Blaine the Train.
Right.
I mean, think about that. Just the landscape alone would probably, I don't know.
I don't know if you get a good enough amount of money behind it and proper actors, and by the way, which leads me to the shittiest point, Matthew McConaughey.
Really?
Yeah. Man, I just didn't dig it at
he
all.
Was just all right.
He looked, no, I wouldn't even say that. He had his moments. It's McConaughey. McConaughey is going to have his moments, but he just seemed like a 2 a.m. Las Vegas magician.
Well, wasn't that his role, kind of, in some ways?
I guess, but the Man in Black is supposed to be a bad motherfucker.
I kind of did want to see McConaughey's approach to playing a bad guy, because we don't get to see McConaughey really playing bad guys.
No,
and I thought, that's actually a pretty good pairing. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, he there's 2 movies where he kind of plays an unbalanced guy. Frailty with Bill Paxton, Powers Booth, and him in it, which was really fucking good, really underrated. The other one, did you know he was in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie?
No, huh?
Yeah, after the third movie came out in 1990, 91, a movie came out called Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, which actually had one of the writers of the original film kind of co-producing, which had Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger in it.
Wow.
And Matthew McConaughey was actually the main bad guy. He even superseded Leatherface in the movie, which that's the saddest part of the fucking movie. Leatherface is just a bitch in this movie.
So
McConaughey,
the legacy bothered you a little bit.
Yeah, McConaughey, the madman, though, I mean, it's so goddamn corny, it's fun. Kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but this one is actually terrible.
Right.
So terrible, it's good. Massacre 2 is one of the best horror sequels of all time.
So they didn't take it the way that Evil Dead did when people laughed at Evil Dead and then Evil Dead 2, and they finally said, "The hell with it. This shit's comedy."
No,
and
it
put out
was
Army of
kind of the
Darkness.
same formula. Fucking Evil Dead came out, and that was really serious.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a scary fucking movie. Then Evil Dead 2 comes out, and it's a goddamn romp.
A couple of yucks in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness, well, that was nothing but comedy.
Yeah, I mean, Massacre 2 perfected the horror comedy, in my opinion.
Yeah. So what would be your top 3 favorite horror movies of all time?
Oh, fuck, man.
Okay, well, I'll go first.
I'll
go first to give you time to think if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I might have my answers ready at the end of the show.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Well,
no, I got one of them already. You go ahead.
Okay. Number 1 for me is the original Children of the Corn, mainly because I was a child when I watched that, and it scared the living shit out of me.
So the black and white one, not the one with Linda Hamilton?
No, the one with. Oh, is there a one before that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one then.
Yeah, the black and
I
white
thought
one,
the original was the one that was shot in
Or
like
I might
82,
be
83?
thinking of Village of the Damned.
Yeah, that's
I
what
might
I'm
be
thinking of.
thinking
Yeah.
of
Children of the Corn was like a.
Outlander, we have your woman.
Yeah, Children of
that
the Corn. Yeah, Malachi. Yeah. So I would probably
Little
put that.
redhead dude.
Yeah, I'd put that. I don't know if I'd put that at number 1, but certainly in the top 3. I would have What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford, because that was a scary goddamn movie.
I got my first theater blowjob when I saw that movie.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man. A little disclosure.
Up in New York State. There you go, kids.
So those ladies in New York, that's their game.
Well, it was a pretty scary movie, and apparently the only way you can get away from the scary movie is with a penis in your mouth.
Catch you while you're scared, and they'll steal your seed.
That's right.
And I would probably go after that. I would say probably Friday the 13th Part 2. And here's the reason.
Oh.
Here's the reason why on that is because, again, that was another one. I was a kid. I kind of learned from my errors and stopped watching horror movies once I got to be an adult. But
Yeah, right, no doubt.
So I realize it's a wacky list. I know, and a lot of people go say, "What about Saw?" Fuck Saw. I've never seen a single. I've never seen a Saw. So
I saw the first 3, and I saw the last one because it had the doctor from the first one in it, the guy from Princess Bride, Carrie Ells.
Yeah,
he was in it, and it had one of the dudes from Boondock Saints in it. And it was all right.
But I mean, but
I'm not really into torture porn.
They're torture and gore movies.
Yeah, torture
and that's
porn.
it. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I think I have my list.
Okay.
I have my list.
It's only
Folks,
3.
you
It's only
don't
3.
have to wait. Number 3.
Oh, you're gonna put the ring in there, aren't you?
No, fuck
Okay.
that.
Yeah, all right.
That's a different list altogether.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to have to be Halloween from 1978.
Okay.
I saw that movie again, just like you, kind of at a too young of an age,
Sure.
and scary as shit. Cheap, like the most successful indie movie ever made, based off cost to make and what it made in the theater.
Yeah, it cost like $300, made like $8 million.
Yeah, I think the budget was under $200,000. I want to say, and it ended up making like $20 million.
Yeah.
And has made so much more after that. Of course,
And and horror movies have been well done here lately, like in modern times, last decade. That's a lot of times that's the case.
Getting a lot better. Getting a lot better.
The movies are better, and the budgets are still kind of relatively remain low.
Right.
But if you do a good job, people will turn out to see it.
True.
And that movie's
No
going to
doubt.
make bank.
Number 2 is the original Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984.
Okay. And that one had to be another
Oh, yeah, I
geared
was
by
fucking
youth.
6 years old when I saw it.
Well,
Dude, my parents did not give a fuck.
apparently not.
All right.
Holy crap.
We lived in a shitty fucking trailer park in Roswell, New Mexico.
Okay.
There was a night, fucking, we lived poorly, but we had a VCR for some reason. They might have stolen it, I'm not sure. But we got a copy of Nightmare on Elm Street. Fucking put that shit in. Mom and Dad are behind me on their couch smoking dope, and I'm sitting on the floor watching a scarring movie.
Sure. No, absolutely. If you
Yeah,
were
I could not
6,
sleep for weeks.
I bet that's
after
right.
that. But it also turned me into the hard individual I am today.
Well, it might explain a lot of things.
Yeah, like the really just callous, like, oh, dude got his head cut off, whatever.
All right. Number 1.
Number 1, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Part 2.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to go with the original.
Fuck
because
that noise.
The
Nope.
original looks very documentary-like.
I'm not talking about like the greatest of all time, because that would certainly be above. Just in my realm, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 just fucking is perfect to me. It
All right.
appeals to my sense of humor. There's a lot of good gore in it. some pretty good scares, like really scares that are accentuated with music, which
Sure.
you're watching a really good horror movie. You can turn the volume off and that shit still scares you.
Oh, well, that would be like the Bela Lugosi kind of movies in the 30s and,
Well, any movie that you
the
take
golden age.
take the emphatic soundtrack out of.
Yeah.
That go with the jump scare.
See, and that's the whole thing, and you can't do that on a modern one. But I mean, or very rarely ever see it done.
Mute it. Just mute it.
Yeah.
Have closed captions on. If you're still scared, then that's a good fucking movie.
Right. Well, talking about ones that are like you shouldn't be watching as young as you are, but you do. I have 2 honorable mentions. One would be Salem's Lot.
Good fucking movie.
Which I saw when I was like 7, I think, or something like that. And another one when I was 10. It was American Werewolf in London.
You saw that shit when you were 10?
It was see, back in Indiana at the time, porn theaters couldn't show porn during the day. So in order for them to make extra buck, they would show second-run movies. Maybe I was 11, but I was 10 or 11 years old. So during the day, my sister had some business to take care of and dropped me and my nephew Greg off at this porn theater, basically, to watch American Werewolf in London because, like, oh, there you go. There's a movie. It's got werewolves in it. Have fun, kids.
Werewolves ain't scarring, are they?
And so, yeah, that one's definitely an honorable mention for me.
Wow.
Especially when his friend kept coming back to life. Yeah, no, oh, spoiler alert. When his friend kept coming back. Back to life.
That's way beyond. If you haven't seen that, fuck
you
off.
know, and he's like more and more like, just decomposed each time,
Yeah,
So,
the makeup work in that is amazing.
yeah, for the time, considering that really a lot of horror movies, they try to keep it a whole theater of the mind kind of thing and didn't show a lot of things directly. Now, they didn't show the wolf very much, and I like that. But the wounds and things like that, they were very real looking.
Yeah. And a funny side note, the place I got the blowjob while watching What Lies Beneath used to be a porn theater.
Oh, there you go. Did New York do the same kind of stuff?
Called the Orpheum.
Okay.
No. It used to be
a famous theater?
Back in the day. Well, this was in upstate New York.
Oh, okay.
In fucking antique country. It used to be in the 70s. And then they just made it into an actual theater.
Okay.
They didn't show porn anymore.
Ah, okay. Well,
but a little porn happened in the seats every once in a while.
Well, apparently so, from what you're telling me.
Hey, well,
I do know that theater when I was like 10 or 11. I was like, wow, I must have a lot of soda in this place to get knocked over.
Yeah, I think I might need to start my own project, just my own weird life stories.
All right, let's get to the Mead side of everything.
Mead, metal, MMA, and movies, man.
Yeah.
A lot of M's. We cover it. If it starts with an M, we're probably going to talk about it at least once or twice.
I don't know. Let's not get too fucking crazy. But I will say this: the Mead side of it, we are done with the product, and it's out.
Yeah, and if you've stuck with us this long, that's what you're looking at right now. That is the finished product. 23 bottles. Well, 22 bottles pictured. I had to take one out because it was really pissing me off. It didn't fit the scheme.
Right. Yeah. Well, and we do know that you're a little OCD.
I'm a little weird about shit. Yeah. That's why I label. That's why I put labels on. But no, the green bottles, it looks fucking amazing. We had the choice of matte or to do a little mix of matte metallic shrink wraps. I think the matte is the right choice.
Right. Yeah.
Everything is very muted. I like it.
It does. It pulls everything kind of down. Because usually with our bottles, almost every time, we always want something to pop somewhere. Yeah. And this one, we kind of went ahead and we were okay with everything being kind of downplayed.
Yeah.
So the label still looks good. Still the graphic from our friend Bobby Wheeler that he did for us on our first run last year.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, it's a green chili mead. It's a capsicumel mead. Meaning it's got chilies in it. Not for people that are not from New Mexico.
Yeah, not for everyone.
It's the heat is there. You know, a lot of people. A friend of mine from Missouri came through and said, "Oh no, I had some green chili wine. I really, really enjoyed it." I've never had a green chili wine where I could really taste the green chili.
Yeah, I mean the sweetness of the wine always got in the way.
Yeah. Now this, there's nothing that gets in the way.
Nope.
It's unadulterated mead with green chili that is out for a vengeance. It's got burn.
Hot fucking fire behind it.
Yeah. Now, for those of you going, really, man, I'm out. Well, let it age 6 months to a year, and the honey will eventually take it over, and that the heat will pull down. The flavor will stay there, but the heat does kind of dissipate.
You got to find what you call the pocket.
Yeah, 6 months was kind of actually really a good a good space on the last time. But this one's a little hotter than our first run.
No, and which I really dig, because on the last batch we did, the first batch, I kind of wanted it to be a little bit of a spicier mead. We decided to go like full mild. Still turned out kick-ass.
Yeah.
The only differences I see between the two are the first run was more smoky, less hot. This one is less smoky, but has a little more fucking burn on her.
And I do think that, and this one will be an annual batch. We'll probably visit it once a year, and we might even go considering some American oak maybe next year, just to provide a little extra woodiness to it, and then the smoke.
Oh, wow, shit.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it this time around. I thought, well, let's just see how it goes. I kind of want to compare last year to this year, and age is always the friend of mead. If you don't like a mead initially, well, young meads are a little hard to get along with. They're like hanging out with teenagers. Yeah, give it 6 months to a year, and it'll turn around, and it'll get a lot sweeter, and it'll start to mute a lot of the other notes, though.
Yeah.
Which is why we usually recommend Troublemaker within 6 months.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to lose that flavor profile on Troublemaker,
right?
Because then you're just gonna get really drunk and kind of really miss what the point.
Yeah.
Because that mixture is just I fucking can't wait till Christmas time. I'm gonna buy a bottle of Troublemaker. I'm gonna buy a bottle of Holly King. And by the way, I'm gonna pay full price for Holly King because that's going to be a very precious little 12-bottle case right there.
Well, that's because it's sat here on our floor space for 12 months. So we'll have 11 bottles to go from that, because we are going to pop one probably about November. So.
Right. It's going to be good.
Well, maybe about show 52. So.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right. So that's pretty much it for the mead side of it. We are going to start 2 batches coming up, and it's going to be probably Long Ships and Troublemaker sometime in the next 30 days. So that'll be
it's going to be some good fucking times, man.
Yep. And again, if you're wanting to donate to our cause, we bought a lot of music gear over this last year. So
help us, friends.
All donations are welcome.
Yeah, and a quick thanks to a donor by the name of John out here in P-Town.
Yep.
Going to be buying himself a bottle of, or going to be giving a donation.
Yep.
For a bottle of Green Man. Support our cause. Many thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Anybody else that has donated?
Co-worker of mine. He's always the first one to buy the first bottle out of every batch.
That's right.
Except
good man.
Except one time, our favorite bartender, Krista, ended up buying one first, and Doc got I gave him the name away. Ended up getting all discombobulated because he wasn't the first, and he's always bought the first bottle of every batch. So,
well, I'll say this: he may have bought the first bottle, but I have drank the first bottle out of every batch.
Yeah, but that's always the case, though.
I know.
Too. You're
I'm the inside man.
You're the QA guy, the quality assurance.
And it's a tough job, let me tell you. Which, by the way, I've had a bottle of Green Man, and it's fucking amazing.
Did you drink the whole thing?
The whole thing.
So how was the stool today?
Compacted.
Because that just.
Compacted, but with severe velocity.
Okay, that's enough of that shit. All right, moving on. That little side, what do we got?
Oh, man. Honestly, it seems to have been a particularly slow week. Mastodon made cameos in the finale of fucking Game of Thrones, though, so I need to go back and watch that as White Walkers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is, they've done that before.
Yeah, I don't focus on the White Walkers too much, so.
Well, it's a horde.
Yeah.
So it's tough to focus on anyone that looks human. You're fucking human. You're more focused on the ones that look like they've been rotting away for 6 months fighting the good fight. Which, by the way, Mastodon, apparently the band that never sleeps, has an EP coming out.
Didn't they just put out a record?
The Underwhelming Emperor of Sand.
Are they like that teenage kid that gets a recording studio suite for their laptop, and then they start putting out a record every week
Garage Band on their fucking iMac?
Yeah, and like every 2 weeks they got a new record coming out. No, bro. No. I put that one out a month ago. I've had 3 records since then.
No, this one comes from I guess some cuts from Once More Around the Earth, and 3 songs from that, and 1 song from Emperor of Sand.
All right.
So you're basically getting like the B-side extra, that probably you'd get on a single. It's like, oh, here's Metallica's Ain't My Bitch, and then on the other side, here's the demo of like King
Gotcha.
Nothing. Haven't listened. They put out a song for it today. Haven't listened to it yet, but we're going to listen to it later.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next week.
And by the way, apologies to one brother of mine because Brandon had a little contest for me. Well, not a contest, but had a little word association game for me last week.
Is this a retraction or an apology?
It's an apology. I don't retract
good.
it, but it's an apology. I didn't mean to aggravate him. I've lost one brother already through complete bullshit and nonsense, so I don't want to lose another one. Steve Ray Vaughan, obviously a very talented blues guitar player, probably the most talented blues guitar player of all time. It's just I figure his sounds a little similar to other artists.
It's not a knock on the skill.
Right.
It's just they sound similar.
Yeah. And I should have went with my first inclination, which was legendary guitar player. But I didn't. I went with kind of sound thief, I think was what I used, and that wasn't the right move. So.
Well, hey. It shows you're the bigger man.
Yeah, that matters little in most things and familial relations for me. So anyway, but no, that's an apology right there. So for last week, that's my I would like to truncate that answer or at least modify it.
Well, Daryl, I apologize for absolutely nothing.
So what else we got going on?
Motorhead put out an album this week.
Lemmy Kilmister's been dead
this
for
might be
almost 2 years.
I'm curious to get your opinion on this. Motorhead, it's basically nothing but covers. It's called Undercover. Has a cover of God Save the Queen, which we have heard a lot.
Yeah.
A cover of David Bowie's Heroes, cover of Sympathy for the Devil, which is on their latest new album.
Okay.
That Bad Magic or Black Magic.
I think I've heard that one time over here.
Yeah. Does this sound like a cash grab on Lemmy's death?
Yes.
It really does, because
I expected it a year ago, actually.
All of these songs have already been released. I mean, it's cool that we have them now in like one little convenient package.
Oh, I was waiting to see if there was something new,
I'm looking at the track list, and it has the version, because Lemmy wrote a lot of songs on Ozzy Osbourne's No More Tears album.
Right.
He wrote Mama, I'm Coming Home, Hellraiser.
I didn't know he did Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Yeah, he wrote that.
I knew he had Hellraiser, but no. Okay.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne fucking said, it's amazing how he was able to write a song that just felt like my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Lemmy doing that shit like an 8-string, doing it himself? That'd be like a raw, crazy
damn,
cut.
yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But he did a Hellraiser, which his version is on this album. Cat Scratch Fever is on here.
I don't know that I've heard Lemmy do that version.
Apparently these have appeared on 92's March or Die.
Well, see, I mean, now I will completely come clean. I wasn't a huge Motorhead guy necessarily till Lemmy died. So I mean,
yeah, basically everything that is on this album was initially released on other albums between 92 and 2015.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a cash grab to me, dude.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Every time an artist dies, you have to expect for at least the first year or two. And I guess this falls in that time frame.
Yeah,
you have to expect that. Hey, there's some other people in the band that's got to pay their bills.
And there's no such thing, as far as Lemmy Kilmister goes, as having unreleased material. Motorhead put an album out like every year.
Yeah,
that's all they did.
Right.
So it's not like there's a huge back catalog of shit they might have been working on to be like, hey, this would be all right. Here's some shit no one's ever heard. We've remastered it. Here it is. Check it out.
Well, but now, would you be upset then, 1 year revisited, and we're like talking about doing episode 200?
Yeah.
Or 100. Would you be upset then if, like, all of a sudden then it comes up and, here's some unreleased stuff?
Oh, like from us?
No, from Motorhead.
Oh.
I mean, like a year from now, would you be upset if they go, okay, we put out the covers.
If they stagger release, well, no, like I say take the cover album out and substitute that with like, here are 10 tracks that the band was working on between like 2005 and 2015.
Yeah, but I mean, but we know what this is. This is one that is obviously a cash grab.
Yeah.
These are already
no doubt.
These are already studio produced and raring to go. They put this one out. That's
I gotta
what
go
I mean.
get a beer.
So would
you grab me a beer?
Yes, I will.
Thanks,
Would it bother you? Would it bother you if, like, 1 year from now, we're talking about, here's a previously unreleased full album of stuff that they had done that Lemmy had decided wasn't good enough to put onto a record, but hey, now that he's not here, they're going to do it.
Oh well,
is that a bigger cash grab?
If it was cut just based because on the fact that Lemmy didn't like it, then oh no, that's good enough for me to not want to hear it. If they were just cuts, like cuts that had to be made, like tough choices had to be made to get an album out.
Okay.
And they're still really good jams. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, but don't you think, though, probably the best shit that Motorhead had to offer is probably out?
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Because, like I said, they shit out an album every year.
All right. Anything else under metal?
Oh, fuck. Outside of that, album releases. Epica's got an EP out, the Motorhead album. Paradise Lost has a new album coming out.
Yeah.
Really not a whole lot.
God, I saw a really disturbing concert poster posted online. Some European festival. Yeah, no, it's like you know what? And I don't even remember. I think it was like was it Children of Bodom maybe?
Oh wow, really?
And Winter Sun. And the
two very similar bands.
And the undercard on that was like Moon Sorrow. I thought, what? Now, for those of you, I don't know. I know we bang on Winter Sun a lot. We don't bang on.
Which, by the way, I'm just gonna interject real quick before I forget. Yari posted a video on Facebook of him in a sauna singing.
Good for him, because that's what everybody said he was using that money for, and he went out and got a goddamn sauna.
And he's just fucking rubbing it right in their face. It's not made of gold. I mean, the gold plating might not come in until next week.
Yeah.
But anyway, my apologies. Continue.
No, but I mean, we usually talk about a lot of negatives, usually Winter Sun,
sure,
and with good reason. If we haven't talked about or promoted the things that you should listen to, Moon Sorrow is one you should listen to.
Absolutely.
Jamalta and Ica is their last record that came out. That was their. If you want,
I wouldn't start with it.
If you want to jump right into the candy bowl and find out what their best, most heavily produced and consumer friendly record is, that might be it. That one or the one before, which I'm not even going to hazard.
Yeah, it is a 4-word album name that we're not even going to try to butcher.
And it's in Finnish.
2012 release from Moon Sorrow has the song Huto on it. I would recommend that's where people start.
Yeah, well, and that's where you started.
Yeah, and
and
that's where I started. Listen to the whole back catalog. Granted, their really early stuff is really rough, really black metal-y kind of.
You don't want to get into Sue Nooney, but
no, but I would certainly start there and then work backwards and then finish it with Oika.
Yeah, the Tulomirsky EP, and I know I'm butchering the pronunciation on that.
No, it's actually kind of on point.
Yeah, Back to North is on that one, and also Battery. That might be worth checking out.
Oh, no. They covered For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Oh, no, it was For Whom the Bell Tolls. Yeah. Everybody else covers Battery.
Yeah, I remember you played that for me, and you're like, try to see who this is. I'm like, it's someone doing For Whom the Bell Tolls in a really weird key.
Yeah, and they that was like one of the last English songs they did. I mean, and they still do that apparently on tour once in a while.
Sure, and I mean, they seem to speak pretty good English, too.
Yeah, they do. But I like the fact that they are true to their native language.
Absolutely.
Finnish, because too many bands are not. So good on them. So, yeah, check them out. I would highly recommend them. If you're looking for, I don't, because they do call themselves heathen metal, but so does Insufferum, and let's face facts. Those two are as different as reading Hemingway or reading a coloring book.
Insufferum went from being amazing to being stereotypical Viking metal.
They're a parody of themselves.
Yes, they are Weird Al-ing themselves.
Can we move on? Because this is starting to get
just a very happy birthday to Barry Gibb, born on this day in 1946.
Staying alive.
And to
unlike the rest of his family. Woo! Woo! That's... Woo!
Whoa! Hey-oh! And a very happy birthday to Gloria Stefan, who is
the Miami Sound Machine.
60 today.
Miami Sound Machine, was that her gig?
No, probably, but then she had more success in her solo career.
Ah, that's true.
Anything for you?
Right. Moving on, MMA, we got nothing.
It's kind of been slow. I mean, Michael McDonald moving down to featherweight after fighting Gaethje in Vegas.
Michael McDonald?
Yeah. That black dude. Michael Johnson.
Oh,
shit.
I was going to say, holy shit, man.
I don't want to be around now. to believe.
Oh, Lordy, let's never do a sober podcast again.
Next cover coming up, Michael McDonald. Going to be sexy. Michael Johnson moving down from 155 to 145 after the Gaethje fight.
Yeah, we see a lot of fighters say have a quick reaction and feel that they can do better at other weight classes. Usually it's a move up. We saw him move down. We saw Pettis.
Pettis go down one.
Anthony Pettis moved down from 155 down to 145. Had success initially. I think he's moving back up 155. Yeah. So Michael Johnson, best of luck at featherweight. But we'll see you back at lightweight 2-3 fights from now.
Yeah, after that first weight cut, then we'll see where you're going to be.
145 and 155 are the most stacked back-to-back divisions in the UFC.
If you're a bigger guy, you're going to have more success in the UFC. You have a better chance, I think.
The interesting one may be on women's MMA, and that would be that they're opening up a flyweight, women's flyweight division. So,
which the Ultimate Fighter premiered this week.
125 is now going to be a weight class because everybody kept looking at it, and with good reason, saying, why is it 115 and then 135? That is a 20-pound jump.
Sure. And now they got 145 and 125. They're good.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to do women's heavyweight.
Unless you're going to go 205 or 265.
No. You got to go 265.
Let's go with the full 265. Gabby Garcia.
Oh, yeah. No, you might have to open up super heavyweight for that.
Well, UFC is under USADA, so Gabby Garcia would
They
not.
could just smell her and be like, oh, no, you're done.
She's got more testosterone pumping through her system than either one of us do.
Nothing else.
But it does open it up. Paige Van Zandt.
Right.
She's going to fight Jessica Ai, 125, coming up at on UFC 215,
yeah,
I think.
215
or
under the
216.
undercard of Demetrius and Ray Borg.
That would be the next one then, yeah.
I have to check out the first episode of The Ultimate Fighter to see who they have on there, see how the elimination, because the first episode is all fights.
Okay.
And Justin Gaethje might be like my new fan favorite fighter.
Sure. Well, with
just
good reason.
Seen him live, seen him dominate the way he did. Now he's going to fight Eddie Alvarez at the end of this. Huge test.
Because the problem is Gaethje looked great because he stood. He was willing to stand
rocked.
and bang, and he got rocked a lot. But he didn't completely get taken off his feet. Eddie Alvarez is a crafty veteran.
Yeah, if that dude doesn't win the belt in 2 years, he's never going to win it because he's going to have to fucking retire due to too many goddamn concussions. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I like his all-or-nothing attitude, I got to admit. And seeing it live, even better. But it's not what you would call a long career thing.
Yeah. Sound like Eddie Alvarez. I really do. I mean, the lead up to the Conor McGregor fight, he's talking a lot of shit, but every fighter does. You have to in this day and age. But he was gracious and honorable in his loss.
Yes.
When he lost his 155 belt. Now, that brings us to this. Now, the Conor McGregor's done fucking around in boxing.
Which, by the way, credit where credit is due. Conor did well.
Oh, he surpassed everybody's expectations except for weirdo fans like us.
Yeah, and Oscar De La Hoya, but he's just pissed because now no one's going to have the money to buy fucking Canelo and Triple G.
Yeah. And Oscar De La Hoya, let's face it, he was not an exciting boxer except in his early days. But
no, the boat left and he won on the boat.
Yeah, no, and he's now just around. He sounds like a bitter old man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had said you will stay on the Conor bandwagon as long as he defends in 2017 his lightweight title in the UFC.
Which I see him doing it in December, closing the year out.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that was all I wanted to hear. That was all I wanted to hear.
But,
to quote Jules from Pulp Fiction.
If he doesn't, though, then I'm good. Then I feel like we've seen the best of Conor McGregor.
All right, so the story has changed a bit.
No. That is what I said at the beginning. If he does not defend that lightweight belt by the end of the year, then I'm done.
Okay, but you said, but if he doesn't, then you're good.
No. Wait, no, that's not what I said.
Isn't that what you just said?
No.
Oh, I misunderstood then.
No, I said if he. I mean, when I say I'm good, I mean like I'm done. I'm good.
Oh,
that's
okay.
it.
All right,
that kind of thing.
No, because usually I'm good means no, I'm good. I got his back.
I'm good. I'm good without it.
Good without. All right. Ronda Rousey got married to some big dumb guy.
I gives a fuck about that. Who was it? Travis
Brown.
Oh, Brown. Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, it wasn't Derek Lewis. That's
when she has that first kid, she's not going to be able to get that head out of that cervix, sir.
She's never going to fight in UFC again.
No.
She
Might see her in
she put
WWE, though.
She put something on was it Instagram? I don't know, one of these that I rarely frequent, but saying that now she just wants to have this man's children.
Well, then, good luck to her.
Yeah.
What else is there for her to do other than redeem herself?
Can we create a fund for books? Because this is obviously a child that's it's going to be coming in this with a minimum ability to probably ever have a chance to progress in life.
And those initial books probably have to be written in crayon, just be easier on the eyes.
Oh my Lord! But yeah, that's what we got for MMA this week, I think, right? And by the way, and best of luck, continued best of luck to Ian McCall as he continues trying to just get back to normal. He's not even trying to get back to fighting. That guy's trying to get back to normal.
Yeah, get back to being able to enjoy life.
Yeah.
John Jones.
Oh, my God. What's up with him?
Apparently, he passed 7 drug tests leading up to the comeback.
Okay.
Passed one on July 6th, July 7th.
Oh, my God. Back-to-back days?
Urine screen, and even a piss test. Piss and blood. Passed him. The one that got popped for dirty was one right after the fight, the post-fight.
And that was apparently a weird one because it's one not necessarily for anything except like aggression, right?
Aggression, apparently it's very fast-acting, gets in your system, gets fuck out. Which when you hear that, after seeing 214's main event, John Jones started slow. I think that was just jitters, ring rust, whatever you want to call it. But that second round, the dude came out like a goddamn murderer.
Yeah.
He was accurate, he was fast, and he was aggressive.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but man, I kind of want that. I kind of want to know how to feel about this, and it's going to require the closure of the B sample.
Yeah, which we haven't heard yet. They are testing it, but we haven't heard it yet.
Yeah. I think that's it for us this week.
But I want to tell more stories about all the blowjobs I got in upstate New York.
I'm positive. I'm sure you do, and I'm also equally sure that there's a lot of listeners that don't really care about your sexual proclivities.
So I went into a Burlington coat factory in Kingston, New York, once to buy a coat, and only got a blowjob.
And
that's the great thing about my blowjob stories; they're very condensed.
But see, I'm not Dr. Phil. I can't say. So let me ask you of what it is that you're doing.
I like the feel of Burlington coats on my junk.
That's why you're not the coat check girl at most places.
That's right. That's why I don't work in retail.
That's it for us this week, folks. It's the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast brought to you by Echoes of Ancients. And have an enjoyable Labor Day weekend.
Last week,
Houston.
Last week to sign up for fantasy football. Regular season kicks off.
We've heard like nothing.
Heard absolutely nothing.
Crickets.
Which is probably more loud than the actual thing. So, going to keep it open for another week. If you guys are interested, let me know. Yeah. Free bottle of Mead if you know half your shit about football. Either that or I'm going to just have to make some people join. We're going to make this shit happen.
Yeah, that's right. Like a press gang.
I got to go play UFC 2, man.
Gotcha. All right. No picks for this week. We're going to just roll because our picks are obviously
Mead. Picking Ryan Green, man. Yeah. Metal. I'm going old school 7 Dust.
7 Dust. And
MMA card tomorrow. I'm going fucking Stefan Struve main event.
There you go. All right. Hey, take it easy, bastards. We'll see you again next week. And enjoy your week.
Bye, bitches.